Well, if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
Welcome to Morons Vince Movies. I am your host, Juan San Munoz, and I'm here with, he's not Mr. Fantastic because he's Mr. Wonderful, Lester Peñalosa II.
What's up, Samuel? Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah.
Damn, I was not expecting that.
My nickname game is back on, right?
It is.
The
On that
last
one, yes.
The last one was good too.
It
I don't remember what I said, but it was good. I
The
remember.
last one was a bit of a stretch.
But yes,
But
because
eventually, with time, it caught fire. Some would even say that it rocked.
Oh wow!
But then again, some would say
It
they
disappeared.
couldn't see it.
Okay, well, we are. That was quite. That was.
I'm very proud of that one.
Yeah, that
Go
was
ahead
pretty
and snip that one and send it to me, please.
Yes, that was good. That was good. We are mincing today the Fantastic Four, the newest movie that just got released
From Marvel.
From Marvel.
Marvel,
Yes. Starring Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, and a couple other guys.
Oh,
Jason Quinn, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's Arturo.
Arturo.
Is it? Oh, shit, he's not here.
Yeah, god damn it.
I guess we'll just never know the names of these actors.
We'll never know.
I wish there was a way to find out. But for now, just, use your imagination.
Yeah. I'm sure the audience will know who we're talking about.
They know.
Anyways, let's get into it. We don't want to waste any time.
No, we don't. It
Do you
is
want?
late.
Who wants to? You want to go first? General
Let's
thoughts.
do the general thoughts. I'm down to start with general thoughts.
Go for it.
And I'm going to expand more on this throughout the rest of the episode. But every single part of this movie was a 9 or a 10 for me, except combined as a whole, it was not a 9 or a 10 for me.
What?
I don't know if that makes any sense. And again, I'll expand on this
It makes
throughout
no
the
sense to me.
episode, but I liked everything about it and parts.
And
I
you
liked,
hated everything about it.
No. I don't know if I would give it a 9-10 score, even though individually a lot of this movie was a 9 or a 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I know you felt differently.
How do you know?
I felt you squirming, and at some points it was audible in the movie theater. It was just
Was it really?
There was a sigh or two. There was a I knew that you did not enjoy this one particular part of the movie because there was I could feel your eyes rolling from next to you. Like at one point I had to do this.
Oh, really?
Because of how much your eyes rolled. Was I right? Am I right?
What part are you talking about?
I mean, there were multiple parts.
All
Am I right?
Well,
Am I right?
I'm gonna say. Let me preface this by saying that I am not a Fantastic Four fan.
Yeah?
No, I said this during the Superman episode, and it turned out that I liked that
you liked
movie.
it. Right.
Yeah.
That's why it can go either way now.
Yeah. So I don't know much about I do know the Fantastic Four. I know the basic, lore and everything. But I'm not really into like the entire story in depth. So
Same.
So take my, my thoughts with that in mind.
A grain
But
of salt.
unlike Superman, I thought this movie was not good. Like, I have to say that I honestly thought this movie was pretty bad. Like, there were moments in this movie where I just was like, how did anybody approve this script? Like, the script of this movie is so bad.
What?
Just so bad. Like, so
Who
many
hurt
things.
you, Sam?
It's just so many things are just overlooked, and like scenes that don't really make sense as to why they're in a particular setting, and it just happens to be like the weather just changes drastically from one scene to another. I don't
remember that.
No, you don't remember? I guess I noticed these things, but I mean, these are like minor things compared to like some of the bad dialogue that I thought. I know that they're trying to be sort of like 60s cheesy,
Yeah, it was a throwback to all of that.
Yeah, but the comedy was not funny to me. Like, I don't think I laughed like out loud once. Maybe I smirked a couple times.
There was what was
man, it was bad. Like, I thought this movie was bad, and I know I'm probably in the minority here because I've been hearing that it's getting some good reviews. and I was expecting it to be at least a decent movie.
Not
I don't
even
re-
a decent movie.
I don't
Sam,
think it was decent. I don't even,
respectively, shut the fuck up. Because
I'm glad.
I feel the opposite about this.
How?
But let's get into this.
Like,
Let's
I just
get
gotta
into
say,
this.
I don't know if I want to go from beginning to end on this, but
No, I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of things that stood out. If you're watching this, you watch the movie, so you'll know what we're talking
I'll tell you.
about.
I'll start with the things that I liked. I did like the 60s setting.
Aesthetic.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
I enjoyed that as well.
And like the production design of it and how the Fantastics Four's
Visually,
layer
Fantastics.
or whatever.
Fantastics Four.
How would you call them? How do you use it? The Fantastics?
F4. Just say
F4? Okay, whatever. The Fantastics.
The Fantastics. The four.
Their lair or whatever you want to call their place that they live.
Tower.
The tower.
Headquarters.
Yeah.
HQ.
It's cool. I like the robot. The robot was cool. What's
Yeah.
the robot's name?
Herb?
Herb? Is it Herb?
Maybe.
I have
don't know.
no
I don't
idea.
remember. Herb or Herb or let's ask Arturo. Arturo, was it? Oh, fuck, he's not here.
He's not here.
Yeah, I don't remember the robot's name.
I did. I
like that he was VHS.
You know what we liked about Superman.
8-track.
The one thing that both you and I liked.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of comparisons because I think Superman was actually really good and I really liked it and it was like a nice kind of fresh do-over of a Superman of a huge superhero movie in general. This felt very much like any other superhero movie I've seen. You have the obligatory like first 10 minutes or 5 minutes of the movie where they just go and tell you a bunch of exposition, even though it was kind of clever. They did it like, oh, it's a TV show, a 60s TV show, whatever.
I like
but
that.
they basically
I like that.
go like, oh, the Fantastic Four, you remember this is what happened to them.
In case you didn't
know.
know.
That,
Yeah.
and this and that, and this and that, and that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like I think that, with Superman, I think James Gunn was like, you all know this story. We don't need to go and give you this like montage of like how it all happened.
There doesn't need to be a news special where they say, you all know Superman, the alien who came from Krypton. But see, maybe the reason why there wasn't that is because they don't really know that in the Superman world. Like, they don't have... In this universe, the Fantastic Four have made no secret of what's happened. So
neither in the Superman movie.
There is a lot of
knows.
secrets in
Everybody
the
knows.
Superman universe.
No.
Yes, they don't know that he came from Krypton as a baby in a spaceship and was found by humans in a farm and raised as a human. They don't know that. So there's no reason why there would be any exposition to this level.
Yeah, I would throw your argument back at you. You're saying that in this world, everybody knows the Fantastic Four, where they came from. So now they're watching a TV show where they're just regurgitating back to the audience everything that they should already know.
If I know anything about TV shows, it's that they always err on the side of maybe someone is tuning in that doesn't know anything about what this is.
Okay.
So...
That's the
okay.
The beginning was like, okay, here we go, where we have to read. There's a montage and recap everything of how this all started. Whatever.
Hold on, because you were talking about what you liked, and I want to focus. Let's focus on what we enjoyed.
Yeah, the 60s
even if
aesthetic.
it's in order or not in order. I enjoyed that as well.
Okay.
I will say that visually, this world seemed to fit for this version of the Fantastic Four. It was very, I wanted to bring this up right now because you brought up Superman. One of my things that I liked about Superman is how it just felt like a comic book world. There was no like, let's say this is the real world and Superman exists. This is the world as you know it, but then there's a Spider-Man in it. Both Superman and this movie are very open about like, this is a comic book universe. This is a universe where people are used to these things happening. They just go along with it. There's no like, what? He can stick to walls? What the? They just go with it.
Yeah,
and I feel like that helps these movies a lot.
Yes. I mean that. But the thing is that it's still trying to be in a setting where like the laws of physics exist, and you have Mr. Fantastic who's like this scientist, and then he knows all these things.
The laws of physics are gonna exist everywhere, Sam.
No, but they don't. But then they defy them over and over and over again.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, it sounds like your argument is they live in a world where there's gravity and a sun, so they're hinting at the same physics of our universe.
It's just like how
There are some
it's just
consistencies.
convenient how they at one point they're like, oh well, they try to be very scientific and try to like kind of like reflect what the real world, and then one moment later it's like
Not
throw that out the
reflect.
window. It's not convenient anymore. We're just gonna
Not
like go into magic.
Now
It's just magic
with
now.
the real world again. See, that's what I think.
They go
figured it
back
out.
and forth. They go back and forth.
And
I
that's
mean,
fine.
The robot has to use a tape, but for some reason,
VHS.
at the same time, this guy has invented teleportation. It's like
I will say,
Come on, man.
That was one of my gripes, which is, like, if you are the smartest man in this world and you figured out technology and computers and teleportation,
They figured out teleportation, but they haven't
wouldn't
figured
you
out
share that?
to
Wouldn't you share that technology with like the world, with society, instead of like, look at these suckers still using, a film roll
yeah.
when I have like high definition cameras
and major computers that work
computers.
as if they were from this time, except they're just with a 60s aesthetic.
I know. and again, I'm okay with it, man. I mean, I guess it's objectively subjective.
Anyway, yeah, whatever. I mean, going back to the look of the movie, like I said, I did like the production. Everything that's real in the movie, I thought was good.
What about
The CGI, my God.
Oh, yeah,
It
man,
was
that-
terrible.
that baby?
Absolutely terrible.
They could have.
It was
done a
back
lot
to the
better.
Flash kind of crap.
Honestly,
I
man,
mean,
there has to be a study on
How is it that we're going
regression
backwards?
of CGI. I just feel like put some more effort into it.
Even with
And if it's
the
just not
Thing,
doable,
right?
then
That's his
just don't
name.
do
The
it.
Thing. That's
No,
a
I think
superhero
that-
movie.
yeah, The Thing.
The superhero name.
His name. The Thing looked great. I really enjoyed the
No,
way
he
looked.
didn't.
Oh, then you're wrong.
Oh my
I
God! There were
liked-
moments where it seemed like his body was like fizzing or something. Like it's just I don't know
Maybe
if
you
it was
should
a
get your eyes
mix.
checked, man.
I don't know if it was a mix of someone in a bodysuit and then mixing in CGI or
Yeah.
something.
I'm
But
pretty
there
sure that's
was
what
there
it
was
was.
moments where he just looked like he was
No.
vibrating.
No, I think you were
similar to
you
how
were-
the baby. Come on, that
The
scene where they
baby.
passed the
Ooh,
baby
yeah.
from
Yeah,
Thing
yeah,
to
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
It was
Yep.
horrible.
Yeah, man,
It
it
was bad.
really was.
And
I
don't-
like this movie.
What
but
is
that
going
part,
on with babies in movies? The last 3 movies we reviewed, 28 years
You know
later,
what it is?
there was a baby and some fucking cockamamie the birth scene that is completely like ridiculous. The second movie,
2025
Superman,
is the year of
there
the
was a
babies.
baby and Superman has to save the baby and everything
Alien
is all
baby.
like an
Yeah.
alien baby. And now we have another fucking baby where
Damn, you're right.
again we have a birth that is completely goddamn ridiculous. That no, why? We're
not-
jumping.
I'm
We're
sorry.
jumping around a lot.
No,
But why
that's
in the
fine.
world would Mr. Fantastic, who is so like there's even a scene where he says, "I think about the worst situation
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
try to stop it."
Yeah.
Why the
My
fuck
anxiety.
would you let
Oh, that-
your pregnant wife
Let's go on a
and you
search
don't
for-
even understand again the laws of physics? If you're a scientist, you know that is very dangerous to the baby to take him in a zero gravity environment
Yeah.
or in a goddamn spaceship that is
Exposed
going
to
like major
radiation.
G's and everything. Come on, people. The writing is so bad. Now, even
Listen,
if you take into account that this is a superhero movie
Yeah.
and you have to, suspend disbelief and everything like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
you set up this character as an incredibly genius character of a man and also another genius woman. They're both geniuses and
Yeah.
they both can't figure out that perhaps the pregnant mom should stay back and not go to space.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Maybe
And it is
that's
the
what-
only goddamn mention it for like one little second in this little scene. It's like, oh, we don't know what's gonna happen. You should know because you're a goddamn scientist and you
Yeah.
know that fucking any baby going through
You
these
don't even
G's,
need to. Yeah.
it's
You don't
ridiculous.
even need to know.
The whole movie is set up on this
Alright,
premise.
alright.
That is ridiculous.
No,
Soler.
it's not ridiculous.
Terrible.
It's not.
Why did
I'm
you
gonna
write
have to.
that?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, and I'm gonna have to. That was beautiful, by the way. That passion, that rage, at something that is completely wrong.
That wasn't wrong.
But
you know it's right.
It's. I do like where you're coming from because I also agree, which is. At one point, I was like, well, wouldn't it make more sense to have her stay back and
Yes.
serve as like that anchor or
communication
the
or
communication,
something,
or in case there's something that goes wrong, you are still the last line of defense. You and our unborn baby. Let us 3 go and risk our lives and find out the choice to have her tag along was one that I questioned.
Incredibly stupid.
Incredibly
Stupid with no explanation as to why two incredibly smart characters
would allow
that. And I mean, not even the other characters are even saying like, maybe this is a bad idea. It's
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah. We have a spacesuit for you.
Yeah. Like,
It stretches around our baby.
Somehow like protecting the baby
Yeah.
from like the fucking G forces that
you're gonna
these
get a lot of hate for
astronauts are. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I would see I guess this is where me and you are different, which is you see that and say this is terrible. I see that and I go, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I still enjoyed it because I still enjoyed it. Fucking at one point you got to say, all right, I guess. It's just you can't get hyper focused on the. Why would you run into the house when there's a car over there?
Again,
if
I
you're
want,
gonna do that,
I want to
then
relate
every
it,
fucking movie.
I want
is
to
gonna
relate
suck
it to
for you.
Superman and even Thunderbolts, which I also liked. I thought both of those movies were pretty good superhero movies that were doing some things that were a little different and whatnot. Even when you Superman has a lot of stuff that is like you have to suspend disbelief, but I thought that movie did a good job of following its own logic within its world, and there were very minor points where you're just like, maybe it's breaking it here, but it's not so obviously bad that it's just like I have to ignore it. And in order for you to believe that these characters would make this choice, you just have to ignore it. You have what you just said. You have to just be like, that's a bad idea. But you know what? I'm just gonna ignore that these characters are not doing what they should be doing according to what the movie has established. I'm not saying that you can't have a baby and everything like that in space and whatnot and somehow make it believable in this world. But you have to do something to make me believe that these characters would make these choices. And it's just you just have to ignore it in order for you to follow it on. But I just can't. I'm not that kind of person.
That's fine. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you were never really big on reading comic books, were you?
I did read Batman comic books, but that's the only thing.
The extent of,
and I know
of
even
how
the
far you
Batman
got.
comic books would get ridiculous too.
Right.
So I mean,
And
I
this
know.
is that's what I wanted to touch on, which is I feel that there is a shift happening right now in real time with comic book movies.
They're going the other way.
They're going the other way. They're just embracing now the fact that the people that have the money to go and pay $58 to watch one movie, those people most likely grew up surrounded by this. Comic books, cartoons, video games. We no longer have to spend time trying to introduce and set up these characters. We no longer have to spend time trying to relate it to something that is real, like real Earth and real reactions and real response thing. We can just fucking do a movie from the beginning to the end where it's everything. This is a comic book. The way you would read a comic book where something like Sue Storm giving birth in zero gravity while using a black hole as a slingshot to return back to their Earth is acceptable. And that's what comic books are. When you read a comic book, you're not reading a comic book where you're like, oh, good, they're going to spend the next 3 pages explaining how gravity works in this universe. No. You hold on, sir. You fucking went on a rant. Now you give me my fucking time that I am due, goddammit. When you're reading a comic book, you're not reading a comic book and saying, wow, I really hope the next 3 pages in this comic book explain the laws of physics and why it's possible for Xavier to move things with his mind, where 3 pages ago he struggled to answer a question. Let me see. No, they're not answering these questions. This comic book is trash. You don't fucking do that when you're reading a comic book. You just go along with it because you understand that what you're reading is a fucking comic book. So now you're watching a movie based on that comic book. And in order for this universe to be as close to the comic book as possible, they are doing things that you would see in the comic book. So now if you walk into this as a movie viewer and you say, well, wait a minute now, we're somehow expected to believe that Superman, who is able to fly at 780 miles per hour, was not able to get to a location 2 minutes 700 divided by 2. Like, you can't do that.
Okay.
And I know you're not doing that. I know I'm exaggerating. But to some extent, you are still upset at the fact that The laws that they set
No.
up in this comic books do that all the time. Comic books
I
contradict
look,
themselves.
Look, I don't want a movie to fucking insult my intelligence. Like if you're
That's-
going,
that's
if,
that's
to me,
that's
you're,
pretentious
what you're
because
trying to say, what you're trying to say that you have to basically be a simpleton to fucking enjoy these movies.
No,
that's what you're saying. Like, why can't?
No. Here's the difference.
Why can't
I'm not saying
I-
you have to be a simpleton. I'm saying you don't have to be this fucking pinky in the air, like, oh,
Okay,
actually.
how do you explain the fact
there's-
that
there's
I
a difference
enjoyed
between the
Superman?
two.
Why did I like Superman, which also has a lot of crazy things happen and all that stuff?
I don't know, man. You tell me, bruh.
Because of the
Your
way
hatred
it's
for
made.
Marvel. Your
No,
hatred for
I
Marvel.
like Thunderbolts. I like
You
Thunderbolts.
did like Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was a little bit less on the comic booky
Oh,
universe.
it's very
thing.
comic booky.
No,
Yes,
they
there
still
is.
tried to keep it. There's senators. There's White House procedures.
I mean,
they
we
still tried to keep it grounded
we
on
talk
like
about-
this is a real world universe.
We talked about the whole thing where like after the
fucking
shadow
Bucky
thing
Barnes
happens,
now, right?
and then
right.
like everybody's just like, oh, whatever. Like it's-
No, yeah, we talked about it, but in this movie, they still tried to make it grounded. Where this is the real world, you guys. There's Congress. There's government.
it's the same goddamn universe.
Yes, I know, but what I'm saying is that Thunderbolts you enjoyed because it leaned more on the real world.
No, I enjoyed it because it was much better. It was much better written.
Yeah, dude,
much better written.
Learn to spoke, man.
It was
But yes,
much
also-
better written.
also-
had better acting in my opinion. And it's funny
Whoa,
thing.
I enjoyed the acting in this movie.
No, I
You
don't know.
didn't enjoy
I think the
acting in
script
this
was
movie?
so bad that maybe the acting just was unfortunately like you couldn't say that dialogue and not sound bad. God, I can't speak right now.
Man.
But
For
Pedro,
someone who's
I mean,
talking about
like
someone's
Vanessa
dialogue.
Kirby is a great actress. I mean, an Academy Award nominated actress
From Kirby's World.
who made a movie Pieces of a Woman where she gives birth in like the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, and it's fucking crazy, real, and it's goddamn emotional and everything. In this movie, she gives birth and it's just like fucking ridiculous. It's eye rolling. It's terrible. That whole scene is bad. And then
I'm gonna disagree with you.
and
on that
then
one.
the whole thing with like, yeah, it's I get what you're trying to say. Like comic books, they exaggerate things and everything, and that's fine. And I love certain movies when they come in and they tell you like this is just gonna be an exaggeration, and everything, and we want
Like
it to
which
be
ones?
funny, and we
Like
want it
which
to be
ones?
like what's the one that escaped me? Trying to think. Well, you could say like
sounds like you don't like
you,
him.
yes, shut up. You can say that everything everyone at once is like that.
No, you
yeah,
could.
it
Yeah,
comes
you
in.
could,
It tells
but
you.
you could also say that it's not,
very
though.
comic booky. I mean, there's fucking multiverses and everything
We're
like that.
talking
It's
about,
not
like, an
based on a
actual-
comic
right.
book, but it's very comic booky.
So
And there's
that- so it might
ridiculous
be
things that
then.
happen in that
So
movie.
It might be that then. It might be the fact that it's just based out of a comic book franchise that you dislike.
I just think it was badly written. It was
Someone-
badly written. I mean, there's other scenes that the whole plot point with the baby is kind
What
of
do you think
ridiculous
about?
to me.
What do you think? Okay, but what would you think about that situation where a baby in exchange for a planet? What would you have done if you were Reed Richards?
I mean, all that stuff. Again, a lot of it was very predictable. Like,
What would you have done?
what do you mean? I
Would
mean,
you have
obviously,
given
I
up
would
the
not
child?
give up my child. No, fuck everybody else.
Wow, damn. So you would have done exactly what Sue Storman, the smartest man in the universe,
Of course. Why
So you
would
don't
I give
disagree-
up?
You don't disagree with their choice to not
No,
give up
that
this
that part
child?
is fine. That part is fine.
What do you think about their plan, their master plan to set up these teleportation?
It was
to get
ridiculous.
Earth
Absolutely ridiculous.
teleported to a different place. I also thought like, that's a lot of work, man.
And,
Like,
it's like
I
you
won't
can't
say
you
the
have
pacing.
the movie gives you no idea as to how much time has
yeah,
passed.
I was gonna say
So,
that the
like,
pacing is a bit off.
Yeah, like the it seems like they build these
It
teleportation
could have
machines
been hours. It could have been days. It could have been
in
weeks.
like a day or two. It really feels that
There
fast.
was no mention of how fast Galactus was traveling.
Yeah, which
There
ends
was no
up being
talk of-
completely sort of useless because Silver Surfer comes in and destroys most of them.
Yeah.
And
Super
then-
fast.
Oh my god! And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
don't get me started on Silver Surfer,
Why?
which is a character that just comes in and out whenever it's fucking convenient. I mean, when goddamn this movie is bad. It's like when Silver Surfer at the end. I'm jumping into it. So she comes in, warns the Fantastic Four and Earth like, oh, your Earth is scheduled for destruction.
Right, as she does.
Yeah, and then she like disappears and whatever. Then they
Right.
go and meet Galactus and everything. By the way, Galactus was kind of cool. I'll give him
cool.
that.
Hey.
Galactus was kind of cool. I liked his
We
sort
agree.
of. He was the only thing that looked good in terms of CGI, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. I was very intrigued with the way they portrayed him.
Yeah, I like
All
that.
big.
But she comes in and she's there and like and then just it seems like she's gonna be an important character, like the human torch, whatever his name is.
Flame.
He's like attracted to her, which none of those jokes hit with me. They all felt badly written again.
Yeah.
And then when Galactus comes, I mean, there's a whole scene where it seems like the Human Torch has convinced her that like perhaps you need to like side with us and like help us defend against Galactus, right?
Yeah.
Which again, that whole thing is everything just felt convenient. Uble, what do you think? The whole thing where he had everything already set up with the recordings. He somehow like had everything anticipated.
Right,
There's
right.
screens
I remember
around the entire city. I don't remember even seeing that at the beginning of
I
that.
feel like
that just came out of nowhere.
That's Times Square. No, he's in Times Square. He's in their Earth version of Times Square. So there's already monitors there, not because he put them there, not because he knew this was going to happen. Mainly because this particular part of New York already has a bunch of screens. I guess they have a system where he can just like
tap
Iron
in
Man,
with his thing.
just
and
like
everything.
Iron Man. Again,
Yeah.
this is where it does kind of not
just
make sense.
things-
Where it's
things
like
just conveniently
you have the technology
work
for
one way or-
Wi-Fi. That right there gives me the impression that you have
Yes.
Wi-Fi capabilities because from your watch you were able to transmit a
or
message
some sort of radio
to a
signaling
bunch
technology.
of different. So it doesn't add up where it's like you have this
Again.
technology, but see that like the same can be said for Star Wars, where
But
it's
Star
like
Wars
Star
is
Wars
a
is like they
fantasy-
have. That's
It's
it.
set up from the beginning that there's like this crazy technology that it's
But
fantastical.
people accept it though, which is they have the ability for interstellar travel, but they still have phones with cords on
yes,
them. and shit,
it makes
you know?
no fucking sense.
Right, and that's where you kind of just have to accept it as like, I guess they fucking
Again,
prioritize.
you're
We
proving
don't
my
need-
point.
We don't need to walk around with the phone. We can have it on
You're
a
proving
cord
my point.
'cause
I'm
it's gonna
supposed
stay
to
there.
turn off my brain, ignore all
Yeah.
the plot holes and the bad writing, and just be like, just go with it.
Samuel Einstein can't turn off his brain.
No,
My brain
I
is
want,
fucking
uh,
sorry, Stephen Hawking.
I didn't have to turn
I
off my
didn't
brain
know
for
you were
Thunderbolts
fucking, I
or for
didn't know your
Superman.
brain just constantly fucking shot out equations.
I'm sorry that
fucking
you
answered questions of the
Well,
universe.
apparently I'm trying to
God
fucking
damn
watch
it.
a
Oh,
movie
I
about a
can't-
genius.
Can't turn off
who's
my
clearly
brain, you
not a
guys.
genius.
I cannot turn off my brain for entertainment purposes.
I
I need questions answered, goddammit. That's ridiculous, Samuel. You're never going to enjoy
At
movies
least
that way.
If you're going to fucking make me turn
Jesus
off my brain, at
Christ.
least be funny and
Turn off
hilarious.
my brain,
God
bitch.
damn it. Just,
Dim it by like 5%. I think we'll
Ah,
be good.
It's so bad.
I know your CPU. Anyway,
Going back to
ultimately,
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I enjoyed Silver Surfer.
So you
I
have
was
that
fine
scene
with
where
her.
Human Torch sort of convinces her. Then she like leaves. I don't know where she goes. Maybe she's going like to think or something like that.
Listen, she ran out of the turtle shine. She
Yeah.
had to go to her local auto parts
Yes.
store and buy the green wax. To,
Yeah, she
like,
needed to wax her
buff
surfboard,
herself. Yeah, makes herself
which
all
is not
shiny,
connected to her body.
Which is not connected.
I'm
to
glad
her
that they
body.
answered that question.
That was one of those questions where I needed
And
answered.
then, like Galactus comes and he's destroying things, and they have the setup. They're gonna like use the baby,
baby.
as bait, so
Did
they
you
can.
hear him? Did you hear him walking in? He was like, "I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, back." You didn't hear that? Was I the only one that heard that? I could have sworn.
Baby back ribs.
Franklin Reed Richards, baby. And that's I could have sworn.
Damn, that was good.
Anyway, if you didn't hear it, keep an eye out for it. But yeah, his entrance to New York was, I enjoyed it. Like, just to see the destruction of him. I like that he stayed in the streets. Like,
Yeah.
that was very nice of him. He was like, no, I gotta avoid knocking down these buildings.
Well, he made
There's
a deal.
left on 17.
He made a deal,
Yeah.
just for the baby
for the
and
baby.
save the. He's trying to do as least
Yeah.
amount of damage
I
as
want
possible.
my baby. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, again, the plan goes south. First, the plan goes south to teleport Earth out of there because of Silver Surfer.
Yeah, who just comes in after. Yeah, well, this is before the whole Human Torch decides.
Yeah.
Yes, she comes in, destroys the thing. It's like Galactus tells, I guess, figures. How did they know that they were planning this? So he should have, Galactus, when he came in, should have known that was a teleportation machine because he sent Silver Surfer to destroy them.
Did he send Silver Surfer?
Or did Silver Surfer go do it? I'm sure they have a communication going on at all times.
Nah, it
she
doesn't
just decided, you know what, I'm going to, I see what they're doing. I'm going to destroy that.
She's good at her job.
Did not communicate that back to Galactus.
She's good at her job.
Okay.
She's the head of security.
Okay, all right.
She's HR.
But then she left to go think or something. And then Galactus was like, all right, I guess I'm good to go.
No
Silver
communication.
Surfer?
Yeah,
I'm good to go, right?
You never responded to my email, so I suppose Earth is safe for me to just walk down the streets and get this baby.
You know what I'm liking is that I think I am convincing you slowly about how bad the story was.
Listen.
I can see that your face. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Like,
no.
That's
Listen,
true.
I acknowledge again, but see, I still enjoy it, and I still think highly of this because I can turn off my brain, whereas you find that just ridiculously impossible to not that you even need to do that to enjoy this movie. I'm just saying I can enjoy this for what it is, which is a comic book movie that is representing this group of superheroes that really hit their peak in like the 60s and 70s. Because after that, every fucking Fantastic Four movie failed miserably. They kept trying, bless their souls, but they just kept failing. And I feel like
and they continue to fail.
No, this one's actually doing great, man.
I know it's doing. I know there.
Maybe with time, you will think differently of this movie.
God,
it doesn't seem like it.
No, you know who was actually? I thought like. What's that phrase that the kids use nowadays? Knew the assignment.
Skibbity Ohio.
Knew the assignment or whatever. I don't know. Is Paul Walter Hauser? Hauser? Paul Walter Hauser, the guy who plays the underground guy, the mole man.
Oh yeah.
Paul Walter
you knew
Hauser.
his name?
Yeah.
Is he from something? I don't know.
Yeah, he's very famous.
All right,
actor.
take it easy. God damn it, I don't know. I never seen him.
He
in
was
anything.
good, and
I liked the mole man.
Yeah,
I liked the scenes where they kind of talked about all these other things that have happened in this universe. Just the quick like headlines.
Yeah, that was the montage we talked about.
The montage. I enjoyed that. I didn't mind it.
Yeah. Going back to the ending. So you have the Galactus. So they finally somehow not somehow, but they basically like. What's God? I'm drawing a blank on all the goddamn names. Mrs. Fantastic, whatever her name is.
Sue Storm.
Sue Storm. Thank you.
Son of a bitch.
This is why Arturo should be here. But he would have been so pissed at how badly.
Oh, he would have been livid. He would have been seething.
I'm sure I would have been slapped, punched.
Things.
A lot of fuck you Sams.
A lot of fuck you Sams.
Yeah. So Sue Storm in her like mother-like rage because Galactus finally gets a hold of the baby and is about to take him away.
He's got his baby back.
And she gets all her power and starting to push Galactus. And
she goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, she goes Super Saiyan. and she's like pushing Galactus towards the teleportation, and then everybody's like, oh, the Human Torch goes to the controls and whatnot, and they're pushing him and everything like that. But
get to the chopper.
And they turn on the teleportation. He's in the teleportation thing, but he's still powerful enough.
And he pulls
to
a
push
shredder.
Him. Yeah. He does a shredder. That's right.
He pulls the shredder.
No, that was
and his hand comes out, just his hand, and he was like, "No way!"
And then Silver Surfer, who I guess has been thinking about things
it's
in
Johnny
Mars.
Storm. First, it's Johnny Storm.
Oh
who's like,
that's right.
Tell my nephew I say what's up.
Yeah.
And then he just flies straight at Galactus, and you're like, "Oh shit! I guess
he's
they're
gonna sacrifice
end this.
himself."
They're gonna end this with Sue Storm dead. And Johnny's, because by the way, I think she's dead by this point.
Yeah, nobody.
And Johnny
did you really
Storm,
believe they were gonna die? I mean, come on.
I mean, honestly, I didn't really know what the fuck was gonna happen because at this
predictable
point, but Johnny Storm is flying straight at Galactus.
Your brain was off.
I forgot how to breathe. At this point, Johnny Storm is flying straight at Galactus, and before he can deliver the final punch, Silver Surfer's like, "I got this." I got this. Hits him.
Just comes out of nowhere after she's been thinking this whole time.
She was done
like,
polishing her
should
board.
I save them now? Like, no, I'm gonna
Like-
wait. I'm gonna see how this happens. I think they have it under control.
Bro, check
Like,
out
oh,
this
wait,
gnarly wave,
He's
bro.
got the baby. Like,
Yeah.
maybe not now. I'm gonna wait. It
Wait.
looks like Sue Storm's
Wait
got
for
it.
it.
He's
Wait
gonna-
for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Human Torch is about to sacrifice himself. This is my time.
is it.
This is
it,
just
yeah.
the right time at the right moment. I'm gonna
yeah.
do the Mrs. Marvel thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just come in and save the day.
And she did.
Yeah,
And
she
it
did.
worked.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she
through-
ends up knocking Galactus not
and herself
to death.
right?
Yeah, I
into
think
the
she went in there too.
teleportation.
Yeah. Not to death, because they didn't die. It's just more
They
now
get
he's lost in
teleported
space
in-
somewhere.
Yeah, at the edge of the universe.
It's going to
apparently.
take millions of years for him to
Dude.
find this Earth. But this leads us to the ending, because I was sure that this movie was going to end with the F4, F5, having to abandon this Earth, which is what would have led to the end credit scene
Yeah,
of
that's
Thunderbolts.
true. Of Thunderbolts, that's right.
And they
It
pulled
doesn't
an
happen.
audible. They football terms, because football season is coming up. They pulled an audible on us. They
Uh-huh.
were like, "Psych, motherfuckers! We're not going to show you any of that. In fact, that's not where this movie ends."
Yeah, it doesn't.
So I will give them credit is that they definitely blindsided me on that one. Another
Yeah.
football reference from the movie with Sandra Bullock. But they blindsided me on that one. Yeah, no, they went the whole 9 yards. Another football message reference. Because I don't know. But I will say
4th
that I
July.
was expecting this movie to end with something along those lines where we see the Fantastic Four going to this current Earth. But no, that's not what happens. So
yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen with this now.
Well, before we get to the final mid-credit scene, the ending before, because Sue Storm is supposedly dying, then that's when you find out. That's when you have that terrible passing of the baby,
Jesus.
which was so bad.
Oh, man.
And then they put the baby on top of her. It's like, say goodbye to your mommy.
They should have just had Andy Serkis play the baby. He would've
Yeah,
fucking done a
yeah,
great
I think it
job.
would better
He would've
job.
done a great job.
How is it that we
Basically.
can do Abe so realistically, but we still
But
can't do a
babies,
baby? I
you can't just-
don't get it. Apes have a bunch of
Babies are too
hair.
unpredictable.
And the baby apparently has powers to bring people back to life.
This
or
is
he
where
has
I will say-
he's a life force or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where I will say I wish I knew more about the Fantastic Four lore, because
is where
I
Arturo would've
know,
helped.
yeah, he's probably watching this, like just rocking
I
back
think
and forth.
I think he turned it off
Wishing he
about
was-
5 minutes into it.
You doubt him, but I'm pretty sure he's watching. This is where I wish I knew more about Fantastic Four lore, because I do know enough to know that Franklin Richards is not just one of the most smartest and powerful mutants in Marvel Universe, but I want to say there's also like time shit where it turns out that because of this one story arc where he traveled in time, he's actually this person's fucking husband or son, or he's Cable's. I forgot what it was. And
Well, maybe we'll find out, because 4 years later, he's
yeah,
4 years
5
old.
years old. 4.
4, because I don't know
He's
how
4
much
years
time
old.
passed
Yeah,
in
that's
it.
true.
It seemed like he didn't
Somewhere
age
between
at all.
4 and 5.
Yeah,
No, he
no,
looks like a typical 4 or 5.
No, in that one, yes, but I'm talking about during the whole scene of like
the beginning part. Yeah.
when he's born, from the point where like he revives his
Right.
mother. It doesn't seem.
Looks
I don't
like
know
it was
how
a-
much. I don't know.
Was
how
it
much-
weeks? Was it hours? How
I
long
have
did it
no
take
idea.
to build those towers?
I have no idea.
There's no way of knowing,
But
unfortunately.
that's the mid-credit scene where we see Doctor Doom for the first time. We don't get to see the face.
RDJ.
Everybody knows that it's Robert Downey Jr. But it's just from behind. He's got the
He's
mask in
holding
his
the mask
hand,
in his-
and talking to Franklin
Franklin.
as a 4-year-old. And that's where it ends. Yeah, we don't
Yes.
know how they get to the other Earth to meet Thunderbolts yet. I guess we'll find out later.
But
Maybe
that's
in
crazy
Avengers
because-
Doomsday, I guess.
Which is, I guess they're gonna just have to do everything in that movie. Is there another movie you
I
would
have
know?
no
Because I know
idea.
you keep. Oh, please.
I
know you keep track of all the Marvel releases coming up. I've seen your calendar, Samuel.
I just
Don't-
want a movie without
this
a baby
whole,
in it.
This whole facade that you're doing of I hate Marvel and comic book
You know
movies.
what I hate?
Just
I
give it a
hate
rest.
babies in movies. I hate
will
babies.
say there's a terrible track record. There's The Flash, there's Superman, there's this one. There was what was the other one?
28 years later
28
was
years
had
later,
a baby that
The alien
that never
zombie
cried.
Baby. Yeah,
The-
I just stayed quiet.
quietest
the
baby.
worst possible moments.
never
yeah,
poops.
Man.
These babies never poop, by the way, either.
This is
Anyways.
why I like Children of Men so much.
Yeah, that's a good one. Anyways, I want to keep this at 40 minutes because the whole
perfect.
four theme is good.
Oh, very nice.
And we're so close to doing it.
Yeah,
Can we
would have to end it within the next 30 seconds. Can we do that?
Either that
Let's
or
find
hold
out.
off for 4 more minutes and end it at 44.
Oh, let's do that. What do you think of the song? Fantastic Four.
That was cool.
Yeah, okay.
I like
all
that
right, I'm
part.
done. That's all I wanted to talk about.
And
yeah, man. Okay, grades. Grades.
We waited till the final end credit scene, which is
We
just
did,
a cartoon.
And I fucking called it too. I told you, Sam, I wanted to leave. And again, you and your
We wanted to do it for the podcast.
for the podcast.
Yeah, that's why I have to
Sam,
mention it.
Believe it or not, and we're not even being funny, Sam was the one that insisted we fucking stay until the very end. And I was like, we can just Google this fucking shit.
No.
I saw a trailer
No.
in between trailers about Google, which I'm
yeah.
gonna use up the next fucking 3 minutes to talk about that shit.
No,
God damn
let's talk
it!
about some other time.
Fucking god damn it! All right, fine.
Let's grade the movie and then we can do some
All
I don't know
right,
final
you go
thoughts.
First. You go first.
All right, like I said, I really thought this movie was pretty bad, and I'm sorry to all you Fantastic Four fans out there. Maybe it's just not a movie for me. I get it. I'm not that kind of person, but I have to say, this year, out of all the years, I've seen 3 superhero movies, and I like 2 of them. So 2 out of 3 is pretty good for me.
What was the other one?
Thunderbolts and
Thunderbolts.
Superman. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So, but this one, my God, the story is bad. The dialogue is bad. Just so many bad things, as I've talked about in this podcast. It's going to be. I don't know if it's like a D plus or C minus.
Oh no! Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna go with
with
a
your
C
heart.
minus just because I don't want to hurt people's
No,
feelings.
don't.
I've been
do
nice
it,
lately.
Don't do it because of people's emotions. You go with the grade you feel in your heart.
Fine. No, just a C minus.
All right.
C minus for now, and
I'll take it.
It might go down to a D plus.
It might go up to a B minus.
No, it won't.
There's no possibility of that happening.
No, I don't think so.
I am going to give this movie a solid B.
Oh,
I feel like a solid B is good. Again, and I said this in the beginning of the episode, if you ask me about any individual part of this movie, hey, what do you think of that movie, where the part where they introduced Galactus? Oh, that was a fucking A. Hey, what do you think of this part where Sue Storm's giving birth and they're trying to escape the black? Oh, that's a fucking A for sure. Hey, what do you think of this part? Maybe an A minus, or this is maybe a B plus. Despite that, as a whole, I still give it a B. And again, I cannot explain that, man. I don't know what it needed. It needed maybe the pacing, like you said. Those were some
Pacing
parts
was
where I was
bad.
like, I need more clarity on how much time is passing.
CGI was bad.
CGI could have been better, at least for the baby. I really liked the way they showed Mr. Fantastic stretching all about.
Yeah, some stuff was okay. Yeah, that part was fine.
Yeah, that part was great. But yeah, I give it a solid B.
Yeah.
Maybe by tomorrow morning it'll be a B plus. But for now it'll be a B.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, I don't know. Is there any other final thoughts you got? We have 1 minute to try to make it to 44 minutes.
Yeah, I think I can bring a few things up. The thing, honestly, I was okay with the thing. He grew a beard, which I didn't know he can do.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was cool. Whatever.
You know what? One of the things that was missing for me was a Stan Lee cameo.
Well, I mean,
Was he unavailable?
he was.
Oh,
well,
man, he's really just.
he's up there with the Hulkster.
He's got to get back to work.
Rest in peace, Hulkster.
Fuck
All right.
off.
Please like and subscribe. Please
that's
tell
right.
us.
Do all that shit.
Please tell us what you thought about Fantastic Four, Arturo. If you're still listening, I'm sorry. I didn't give it a D plus though, which is what I was
That's a plus.
aiming for actually.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching, man.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes. And as always, have a fantastic night.
Oh, nice. Damn, you really put a lot of thought into that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that?
I don't know.
It just came out of nowhere?
Came out of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Smart.
All right.
I'm glad your brain is always on.
Always. Every time.
All right.
All night long.